All right, everybody, this will be a warning to all politicians. I'm running for president 2024. Part 84D, I believe it'll be. It's just a little follow-up here when I was talking about COVID and stuff. I'm not saying it's like a total hoax, and it shouldn't be taken seriously. The things I was speaking about. You need to take precautions, take care of yourself, and wear your mask when you're supposed to. It's kind of like the Second Amendment. You got a right to bear arms and everything, but there's always the one jack-off that wants to make a point of it, that gives all gun owners a bad image by, well, he's going to try and carry his AK into Walmart or some shit like that. Or walk down the street and expect cops not to stop and say, hey, what's going on here? I mean, I feel bad. Yeah, you might have a right to carry your weapon, but I also believe a police officer has a right to stop and see if you're a lunatic or not. Why do you feel it's necessary to prove your point that you want to walk down the street carrying your AK-47? Is overboard, if you ask me. And that's like throwing a fit about having to wear a mask is overboard, if you ask me. But I just think with COVID and everything, it needs to be put in perspective, because driving a car is dangerous. You can, every day you go out and drive, you can die. We kind of look at things, well, we have control, so we're a careful driver, etc., etc. You can be blindsided any time by some jack-off talking on the phone or texting or drunk driving, whatever. The unexpected can happen, and that's the thing with disease and stuff. It can strike anybody out of nowhere. Fear, and then the way they present it is, you're gonna die if you get it. It's not, instead of telling you chances are you're just gonna have flu symptoms. So I think they put a lot more fear into people. I mean, if you drive one of these trucks, you're facing death every day. I mean, you actually, if you're driving at all, you're facing it every day. But in these trucks, you get on these 2-lane highways, 2 trucks getting head on a 2-lane highway, pretty much you're not going to survive. The fact that it doesn't happen more often, we can all be thankful for. And because there's I've had close calls. I've had guys coming the other way, cross the double solid line, and hit my mirror. And if you don't think that won't wake you up and piss you off like you wouldn't believe, well, you shrug shit off like that up to a point. I mean, if you dwell on anything, it can make you very afraid. When I went through some anxiety several years ago, where things like that did get to me. Was under a lot of stress and a lot of things happened in my life I didn't know why. And but I mean, a lot of things, when you have anxiety attacks, a lot of things most people and even yourself have taken for granted, where it's just like water off a duck's back, nothing bothers you, etc. All of a sudden everything seems to be magnified, and you get anxiety. Certain things can set it off, and next thing you know, you're like in a panic attack. Thank God, and he's the only one I can thank. I came out of it. Because at the time I didn't see any way I could, hey, quit working and go see a doctor and all that kind of stuff. I had a house, I had a new baby, I had all these responsibilities, debts and stuff, and so I just tried to suck it up the best I could and not let it keep me from functioning normally through the day. So through prayer and I cut back on caffeine and smoking and stuff at the time. Trying to not push my body, push my days as hard, burning the candle at both ends, stuff like that, and praying and reading scriptures all helped out. I didn't even share much of what I was going through with my immediate family. They knew something was wrong, and my ex, I don't know. Anytime she went through anything, I was there by her side, but I didn't feel, I don't know, maybe she didn't know how to deal with it. I was supposed to be a strong one, and nothing was ever supposed to get to me, whatever, and then here I was having trouble functioning, so I don't know. Just didn't seem like it was, if I talked about things anymore or let it show through anymore, then I felt that was only going to distance people from me more, and the best thing I could do was try and bury as much as I could and act like everything was fine, so not to lose my marriage, lose everything I worked for, and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I won't go into that. And then, so there'll be a lot, like I said, there'll be a lot put into, if elected, into medical research for all these types of things, and we'll look at society and see the types of things that push people into anxiety and all this, and fear and stuff. But as far as being afraid of this COVID, I mean, are you afraid of the regular flu? How many people die on our highways every year? Are you afraid to drive? Maybe you should be. That's the type of fear they're putting people into with this COVID. Do you walk around all day long? Are you afraid of getting cancer? How many people die of cancer every year? Like I say, if you drive one of these trucks, if you really think about it, your life is on the line every day. Truck accidents not a pretty thing, and not many walk away from them. So that's another thing. Our highways have been neglected. A lot of these 2-lane highways and stuff, you got traffic going 65, 70 miles an hour. Those roads were not designed for that. Even though they've been widened here or there, and put up guardrails. Bullcrap. You should not have opposing traffic going at those types of speeds in that close proximity. Just anything, a tire can blow, anything can happen. Some dummy reaches down on the floor for something, or is texting, or trying to pass a slower vehicle in front of them. The highway in Arizona, Highway 93 from Phoenix up to Kingman and on up into Nevada towards Vegas. We used to call the Cross Garden or the Boneyard, because so many people got killed there, and they would put up a cross every place there was a fatal accident. People driving drunk and trying to pass in places they shouldn't and stuff on the highway. Thank God they're finally widening that, and it's going to be interstate soon someday, I hope. But when a lot of these highways were built, vehicles did not travel as fast and as far as they did, and people did not have as many distractions. Didn't have cell phones and texting and cars that talk to you, and stereos and DVD players in the friggin' dash and what have you. So in my opinion, any heavily traveled piece of 2-lane highway is going to be widened to 4 lanes, and even our 4 lanes were not meant for the speeds that we have. These, some places 80 miles an hour. You get an 80,000 pound truck moving 70 or 80 miles an hour, that little piece of median there, and whatever kind of barrier they have, a little tiny guardrail or the wire systems they have, you're really not going to count on that keeping that vehicle from coming across to the other lanes, are you? So a lot in highway design will make the highway safer. We'll do what we can to make life easier for people. We'll look at taxes. We'll look at the education system. Wherever we can make things better, we will. Even if they're tiny steps, we will take steps towards making them better. Like I said, we're not going to pull the rug out from under people's feet and try and change everything in a day. But if we all pull together and we work towards the common goals, we're Americans, we can achieve it. God willing, we will move into the future in a bold and humanitarian fashion, and lead the world again in being a good nation and advancing humanity towards a common goal of unity among all of us, getting rid of wars and corrupt systems that pilfer the resources from a nation and leave those people in poverty, etc. Try and do things, God willing, on a more fair, just basis around the world. And so I know I joke around saying, if I get elected, God help us all, but I think I've got a lot of good ideas. And like I said, I'm not looking to monetize YouTube, subscribers, any of that. But if you like any of the things I say, give a thumbs up. I think a lot of thumbs up, a lot of views, might get politicians, maybe somebody more educated than me, somebody has more clout than me, somebody take up the mantle, the torch, so to speak, and they can run and do it. But like I said, I get enough write-ins in 2024, I will file the paperwork and I will run. And if anything, maybe we get politicians and people who really care about the future and care about this country and making things right, and making it so that people who do strive to achieve and do what's right succeed, and those who don't give a damn about anything and are out for themselves or don't care if they're out to hurt people and want to live unjust lives or criminal lives, don't find that so attractive anymore, that it'll just be a natural thing and make a whole lot more sense just to do something with your life, for yourself, for your family, for humanity, for your community, and we'll go down that route, hopefully. So God bless, good luck to y'all, and we'll catch you on the next one. Adios.